Today we're going to talk about Judd Apatow's newest film, The King of Staten Island, starring Pete Davidson. So let's get started. Hey everybody, my name is Justin. I love to watch movies. If you guys love to watch movies too, you guys are in the right spot. Make sure to hit the subscribe button down below and click that bell notification for more up and coming videos. The King of Staten Island was one of my most anticipated movies for 2020. And I was getting so nervous that they were going to move this film to next year because of the coronavirus and all the movies are just shifting. But they made it available on VOD. I absolutely love Judd Apatow as a director. 40-Year-Old Virgin, Knocked Up, Funny People, This Is 40, Trainwreck, and now The King of Staten Island. I view his movies like an event. And I was absolutely excited to check this film out. A little bit hesitant at times as well, because I don't really find Pete Davidson to be all that funny. I think he's just okay, because I haven't really seen him in too much to really have an opinion about him. But this is an over 2-hour film, just like your average Judd Apatow film. It's over 2 hours, and there's a lot of dialogue. There's a lot of people just talking about life, and that's what makes his film work so well. And I can get past the long run time for a comedy film, because what Judd Apatow does best, and he does it really well in this movie, is just realistic conversations amongst people that really at times maybe don't add much to the plot, and if you wanted to, you could shave off a few scenes to shorten the runtime. And I know people like that about Judd Apatow, that they're lengthy movies, and some people say, well, this scene could be cut out, and this scene could be cut out and shorten the runtime, and it'd be all good. I love that his films are lengthy because you have these conversations amongst characters, and you get to know them just a little more, and you have a lot of good character development. Pete Davidson plays Scott. He is 24 years old. He is living at home with his mother. He is a stoner. He doesn't really have any ambition. His younger sister is going off to college. His father died when he was 7 years old, and his mom starts to date another fireman named Ray, and they really just do not click. We have an opinion about Scott early on in the film. He is a loser, doesn't really have any ambitions, he's not going anywhere in life. But you have these conversations with him and his mother and his friends and his mom's new boyfriend, to where you really get to understand him and you really start to care for the character. Without certain conversations, you wouldn't able to have those moments to where you really care for the character. Conversations where he's talking with other policemen and really opening up about his life and how he misses his father and what he would like to do with his life. Those moments just feel really human. And I really love that about Judd Apatow films, is that he's willing to take the time to have a lot of character growth within these conversations, because you really get to understand the character, not only Scott within the film, but also get to understand a lot about Ray. And Ray is played by Bill Burr, and he is also the voice actor for the father in F is for Family. So he's having a pretty good weekend because that 4th season just dropped. But we also get to understand him. He's a firefighter, and he's dating Scott's mom, and they just really don't click. But as the movie moves along and it progresses, we understand the character as well, and they develop this touching relationship. So I really appreciate the moments that slow down and have these conversations at like a dinner table or at a fire station, wherever it may be. I really enjoy these about Judd Apatow films. 40-Year-Old Virgin had it, and Knocked Up had it, and Funny People had a lot of it. But it works really well in this movie because we have a different opinion of Scott at the end of the movie. This movie is really funny. I'm happy to say that Pete Davidson is really funny in this film. Like I said, I really didn't have an opinion about Pete Davidson beforehand because I really haven't seen him in much besides SNL. He also did write this film alongside Judd Apatow, and it's partly based on his life. So it's a really personal story for him. He's able to mask his emotions with comedy, and it works really well. Yet at times he's joking about the death of his father. I find Pete Davidson to be really hilarious in the film. Bill Burr is really great in the movie as well. He's comedic at times, but he's also more serious because he's a father. Steve Buscemi is in the movie as well. Has a limited role, but is still funny within the film. There's many times that I did laugh in the movie. One part I did laugh is the scene with Action Bronson. He plays someone that just stumbles along a fire station and needs assistance. And it was absolutely hilarious. That's the scene I laughed the most within the movie. If you guys have seen it, you know what I'm talking about. That was the funniest part within the movie. Machine Gun Kelly is actually also in this movie, just very briefly. I started the film off thinking, you know what, I'm really not that much into it. And I had a different opinion at the end of the film because the progression allows for the characters to grow. You understand the relationships, you root for them. It's heartwarming towards the end. They have really touching conversations about Scott's father and what it means to be a firefighter and how brave firefighters are. There's honest conversations within the film, and I ended up really enjoying the movie at the end. So I started off thinking, you know, it's all right, not his best work. Then at the end of thinking, this is a really good film. This movie did not disappoint me at all. I think that The King of Staten Island at times was a heartwarming film. It had really good progression. The characters are really funny. There's honest conversations that really flow and add to the runtime, but it also adds to the characters. Judd Apatow's oldest daughter, Maud Apatow, is also in the movie. She was also recently in Hollywood on the Netflix series, and she plays Scott's younger sister. She's really good in the film as well. It's fun to see her grow up because I remember her being really young in the movie Knocked Up. If you guys are a fan of The 40-Year-Old Virgin and Knocked Up and This is 40 or even Trainwreck, I think you guys will enjoy this film. It's a touching film, a more personal story than what Judd Apatow has done in the past. He writes a bunch of films. He's only directed 6 films now. He writes and produces a lot of things. His name is attached to so many things. But when he directs a movie, I am so excited for it. I remember watching The 40-Year-Old Virgin when I was in junior high and my mind being completely changed. And getting the movie Knocked Up for my birthday, I think in like 9th grade. And This is 40, one of my favorite movies of 2012, I think it was. Funny People was a long film, and one of the films I saw when I turned 17. And Trainwreck, it was all right, but I think The King of Staten Island is much better than Trainwreck. I'll be doing a ranking video of all 6 of his movies because I absolutely love him as a director. I view his movies like an event. I'm always so excited to see them, and I anticipate his movie that comes out. And I was really happy that this movie hit VOD because I wanted to see it regardless if it was in theaters or VOD. I just really wanted to see it. So you guys need to check out The King of Staten Island. You can rent it on VOD and stream it wherever you are at home. Please do. It is a really good film. I'm going to go ahead and give The King of Staten Island an A-. Thank you guys for my review for The King of Staten Island. Stay tuned for more up-and-coming content. You guys are the best as always. My name is Just Watch Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.